Is there a secret ingredient to happiness? Something that's going to flavor all of our happiness soups exactly right for each of us in order to be happy in our own unique ways? That's the question. And I'm reflecting on this and I'm realizing that so many parents, me included, I say to my kids all the time, I just want you to be happy. But can we actually tell them what that means? Like beyond just finding a job that they don't hate and having a home that is comfortable and a partner who likes them most of the time and they like them back most of the time. Because honestly, in my life, I have had all those things. And I still felt overwhelmed and unfulfilled and searching for something better. And so I've been on a mission to figure this out because I want to know, is there a secret ingredient to happiness? Because if you ask around what makes people happy, you're going to get all sorts of different answers and maybe different answers on different days or in different phases of life. So, is there one secret? Is that even possible? Can we have one special ingredient to focus on? Because, oh my goodness, the soup is so overwhelming sometimes. I am hoping that there is just one special ingredient that is common to all of us in all of our unique situations. And I believe that I have found it. So this fall, I've had the privilege to go to a summer camp for women, Camp Wild in Ontario, Canada. Look it up. It's so amazing. And I came back more fulfilled, like more recharged in my body than I have been for years. Even though I'm a coach who specializes in burnout and self-care and refilling your energy. So, like, what was so fulfilling about it? Like, I'm thinking about it and I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, like, there's the obvious stuff, like, being in nature, disconnecting from my responsibilities, and hanging out with a whole bunch of amazing women doing a mix of fun activities and personal growth activities. Like all of that is awesome, right? But why is this so much more replenishing than a weekend camping in the forest with my hubby, which is awesome, right? Or an afternoon at the spa with the girls, also awesome. But this was completely different. So here's what I believe is the secret ingredient and why this weekend was just so freaking rejuvenating for me. It's because I had the power to choose like I have never had before. Like we're talking full sovereignty over everything and full acceptance, which I think is the key of every choice that I made, whether big or small, like from all of the people all around me, everybody just did what they felt like doing and were encouraged to do so. So I got to listen to my body and do what it was telling me without fear or judgment. And that I think is the key. One camper said that feeling unjudged made her feel safe. She was feeling safe to choose whatever feels good in the moment and safe to be herself, like uninhibited by all of the restrictions that we place on ourselves in order to fit in. And so we let our bodies for one entire weekend make all of our choices, like big choices, like which activities to participate in or none. That's an option. And medium choices, like being able to change our minds. So that meant we could leave an activity if we wanted to. Like if I was like fully peopled out, I could just leave and go do something else and no one would even bat an eye. Like, oh my goodness, such freedom. But what I think the big power was in was the little things, like the tiny ways that I was able to just be myself and take back my power to choose is I think that's what really filled my cup. Okay, so here's an example. Okay, we were doing a sound healing like boom. It was amazing. And we're all lying on our yoga mats. And my mind BS comes in with instructions. Like, because remember, my mind BS wants to follow my programs, and it's telling me things like be still, don't bother anyone around you, don't make noise, don't cough, because my mind was telling me that if I did any of those things, I was going to like ruin it for everybody, and everybody was going to hate me. Total mind BS, right? But my body, lying on my mat, my body wanted to move and stretch and wiggle. And I let it. Oh, I know, right? I chose to shut down my mind BS and just let my body do whatever felt good. And so I ended up like swaying my hips. I'm still lying on my mat. I moved my arms when it felt good. I breathed in deep when I wanted to. Sometimes I had one leg up, one leg down, both legs up. I don't know. It was the simplest thing. Like the simplest thing to just do what my body felt like doing. Like a little 3-year-old who just wiggles when they want to wiggle. And I was shocked by how freeing it was, like shockingly freeing to just let my body do what it wanted to do. And that got me thinking about how much I actually still restrict my body from doing what it wants. And I was wondering, like, how many experiences in my life could have been that much more amazing if I didn't have that mind BS telling me not to listen to my body and not to let anyone else see the true me because she is obviously weird and different and not good enough to be loved and accepted. Ugh. So, if we actually think about it, how often do we deny our body? How often do we tell ourselves that we need to keep working or to get to the next thing and take care of our responsibilities and all that jazz? Because that's what we learned is going to keep us safe, right? I was programmed to conform. And I was so programmed that I didn't even realize that my body had needs beyond like the obvious nutrition, exercise, and sleep. Like I was programmed to sit up straight, pay attention, and not be a nuisance from such a young age that I forgot the language of my body. But, and here I'm asking you to reflect, what if those programs are no longer serving us? What if listening to our body is the key ingredient in our life recipe? The key ingredients that we all need in our individual, unique happiness soups, right? How cool would that be? It's just the simplest thing. Listen to our body and do what it says. But, okay, I have questions. I've got some questions because I'm not sure of the answers to these. Like, what does it mean to listen to my body? What does that actually mean? How do I even know what it's telling me? And is there an easy way to interpret these messages? Like, is there like a separate language I have to learn? My goodness, like this sounds like so much work. And if I do the work and figure out what my body needs, how can I incorporate this into the chaotic lives that we are all living, filled with judgment and shame and real responsibilities that we just can't neglect? So, I am dedicating this entire first season of the Total Mind BS podcast to figuring this out, starting by talking to mind body healing coaches, because there's a whole philosophy of somatic healing that is dedicated to this. Somatic healing means body healing. And I want to hear from them. I want to learn these transformative practices that show us how to tap into our body so that we can learn that language, figure out what it wants, how to slow down. Oh my goodness, yes, please. How to slow down both our minds and our bodies so that we can reconnect with our souls. That's the part of us that we have hidden for most of our lives in order to conform and fit in. And it's my dream that we can all relearn this. Like, I think it's an art. I think it's an art that we need to just dedicate ourselves to so that we can get away from this burnout culture and live happy, even blissful. Okay, let's set the bar high, blissful lives. And And this is what I'm most passionate about. I want to model that for our kids so that the next generation knows how to replenish their energy, how to listen to their body. They know the language and they love who they are. So, listening to my body beyond just connecting with my emotions is the surprising energy replenishing element that has been missing from my life for so long. Let me tell you, my friends, it feels so good. I want that for all of us. And it took a safe environment of Camp Wild to figure it out. But since none of us live in that utopia, we're going to start talking to therapists and coaches who have mastered the art of happy living while living in the real world. And we're going to figure this out together so that we can all rekindle our sparkle on, my friends, shine our light onto the world. And I know that we can't change society, right? Other people are going to be judgy douches and we can't do anything about it, but we can change our reality within it. We can change how we interact with the douchebags, and we can continuously add new and delicious flavors into our happiness recipe as we continue to learn and grow. So I invite you to subscribe to this channel and the podcast, and let's take this journey together. Sparkle on, my friends. Why are frogs always so happy? They eat whatever bugs them.